I didn't sleep after that night. After I heard the knocking again, I sat up till morning, staring at the window. I told myself it was the wind or a dream. But the next day, I found something new. Right under my window, the ground was burned again, but this time, there was something inside the ashes. A small gold bead. The kind worn by royalty. I buried it behind the house and prayed. But that evening, a young girl from next door came to visit. She was only 18. While we talked, she picked up the bead. I didn't even notice until she said, smiling, "Auntie Adeku gave it to me." My blood ran cold. I asked her where she saw the woman. The girl pointed toward the big tree near the old well. She said, "She's your friend," she added. That night, I didn't sleep. Around midnight, the air turned heavy, like something pressing down on the roof. Then came the smell, sweet, like rotten flowers. I knew she was close. Then, without warning, the front door creaked open by itself. I grabbed the Bible from my grandmother's table and hid behind the bed. I could hear soft footsteps on the clay floor. Bare feet. Slow. Careful. Then her voice, calm, smooth, too calm. "Why do you hide from me?" I didn't move. My heart was hammering so hard I thought she'd hear it. She walked around the room, humming that same strange song from before. Then, in the mirror across the room, I saw her reflection. She wasn't behind me, but her face was in the glass, staring at me. Her eyes were black now, no whites left. And she smiled, that same wide, sharp smile. "Your grandmother promised me something," she said. "Now you owe me too." I don't remember what happened after that. I must have passed out. When I woke up, the door was still open, and the bead I buried was back on my bed. The young girl who found it. She hasn't been seen for 3 days now. Her parents said she went to fetch water by the old well and never came back. And last night, I found a new set of footprints. Leading from the well, straight to my window. 3 burnt prints. Tap. 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 I didn't tell anyone what I saw that night. No one would have believed me anyway. When the little girl went missing, the village was quiet for days. People whispered that something evil was in the air. Some blamed witches. Others said a spirit was angry because someone had broken an old rule. But I knew the truth. Adeku was back. And she wasn't done with me. 3 days after the girl disappeared, I found that gold bead again. It was on my doorstep this time. Clean, shining, and warm like it had just come out of a fire. I didn't touch it. I just stared. That night, I dreamed of my grandmother. She was sitting beside the old well, holding the same bead. Her face looked tired, and her lips moved, but I couldn't hear her words. Then something pulled her backward into the well, and I woke up screaming. When I opened my eyes, the gold bead was on my pillow. I tried to tell the village pastor. He came to pray in the house, sprinkled holy water, and told me to stay strong. But 2 nights later, I heard the song again. It came from the direction of the old well. The same voice, soft and sweet, like she was calling a child to sleep. This time, I followed it. I took a flashlight and went out quietly. The night was cold, and the red moon made everything glow like blood. When I reached the well, I saw movement, someone standing beside it. It was a little girl, barefoot, in a white dress. The same girl who disappeared. I froze. She turned slowly toward me. Her eyes were black, and her skin was covered in ash. When she opened her mouth to speak, it wasn't her voice that came out. It was Adeku's. "Your grandmother made a promise," she said. "Now it's your turn." Then the girl smiled and stepped backward, straight into the well. I ran. I don't even remember how I got back to the house. The next morning, I went through everything my grandmother left behind. I was looking for anything that could explain what the princess meant. At the bottom of an old basket, I found a small wooden box wrapped in black cloth. It smelled of palm oil and ashes. Inside were strange things, dried herbs, a small mirror, a red string, and another gold bead, cracked in half. Under the mirror, there was a folded paper. It said, "For Adeku's peace, a life must be given. Every generation." My hands started shaking. My grandmother had promised a life, a sacrifice, to keep the princess quiet. Maybe that's why nothing happened when she was alive. Now that she was gone, Adeku wanted me. That evening, a storm came out of nowhere. The wind shook the roof, and thunder rolled across the sky, but no rain fell. When I looked outside, the moon wasn't just red, the whole sky glowed like fire. And then I saw her. Princess Adeku, walking slowly toward the house from the well. Her royal clothes were burned and torn, beads around her neck clinking as she moved. Her face looked half human, half something else. I tried to run, but the door slammed shut on its own. The lights went out. She was inside. I could hear her bare feet on the floor, moving toward my room. I hid under the bed, shaking, holding the cracked mirror from the box. She started to speak, her voice sounded like many people talking at once. "Your grandmother lied to me. You must finish her promise." Then she laughed. Slow. Cold. The mirror in my hand grew hot, and when I looked into it, I saw her reflection right behind me. I turned, but she was gone. Then I felt a hand grab my ankle from under the bed. Cold. Strong. I kicked and screamed until the hand let go. When I crawled out, she was standing by the window, staring at me. Her eyes were pure darkness. "If you will not give me life," she said, "then I will take it." Lightning flashed, and she vanished. The next morning, the well was burning. Real fire, flames rising straight out of it. People gathered, shouting, throwing sand and water, but nothing could stop it. Then one old woman said something that made everyone silent. She said the well was built on the spot where Adeku was buried alive. And that every few decades, she comes back to claim what she's owed. That night, I didn't sleep. I packed my things and left the village before sunset. But even far away, I can't escape her. 3 months later, in the city, I started hearing her voice again. At first in my dreams, then in my house. Always the same words. Let me in. It's cold. One night, I woke up to find the gold bead on my floor again. Burned black on one side. I threw it out the window. The next morning, it was back on my pillow. Now, I sleep with the lights on. I moved to another apartment, changed my number, even stopped going online for a while. But she still finds me. Every month, when the moon turns red, I hear that soft knocking on my window. Tap. 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 And the voice, sweet and patient. Let me in. Sometimes I think about my grandmother, how she survived her whole life by keeping that promise. And sometimes, I wonder if the next red moon will be my turn to pay it.